Hello there, Ben 10 fans. Yesterday, I asked you guys to choose between every Ben 10 variant explained and Ben 10 aliens categorized by powers. It's been 9 hours since I posted that poll, and I got 4 votes. 75% of you wanted me to make every Ben 10 variant explained, so here we are. But if you still want me to make the Ben 10 aliens categorized by powers video, let me know in the comments. Also, a huge thank you to everyone who voted. If you missed the poll and still want to vote, check out the pinned comment for the link. Before we begin, I need to mention one thing. I won't be talking about Ben 10,000's counterparts in this video since we already covered them before. If you missed that, don't worry, the link to that video is also in the pinned comment. Now, let's get into it. In this video, we're covering Ben 23, No Watch Ben, Nega Ben, Bad Ben, Benzarro, and Nega Ben. I'll be sharing some facts you probably didn't know about these versions of Ben. Also, let me know in the comments which Ben variant is your favorite. Oh, and one last thing, I haven't included any reboot versions because I haven't watched the reboot. Alright, let's dive in. Alright, let's start with Ben 23. Ben 23 is an alternate version of Ben Tennyson from Dimension 23, and like our Ben, this guy isn't just a hero, he's also a former mogul who loves to show off his wealth. He first appeared in the episode Store 23, and his personality, let's just say, it's a little different from the Ben we know. Instead of rocking the usual green jacket, Ben 23 goes full luxury mode. He wears a black waistcoat with blue pockets, a blue shirt and tie, and loads of gold accessories, earrings, a gold ring. He's also got a Bluetooth earpiece to talk to his agent and a smartphone for texting. Now, here's where things really set him apart. Ben 23 is overconfident, arrogant, and reckless. He doesn't have the same sense of justice as Ben Prime and originally didn't want to use his Omnitrix to fight crime or help people. Basically, he let the fame get to his head. Something Ben Prime knows all too well can lead to trouble. But after meeting Ben Prime, things start to change. Ben Prime helps him realize the true responsibility of being a hero, and Ben 23 starts to act less arrogant and more like an actual protector. Taking Ben Prime's advice, he even seeks out his dimension's version of Azimuth to guide him since, in his world, Grandpa Max wasn't there to teach him right from wrong. A fun fact about Ben 23, he actually copyrighted the names of his aliens. And according to Derek J. Wyatt, Ben 23 would totally be the type of guy to have a TikTok account. If Ben 23 looked at the Quintumelia, he would see his Grandpa Max. So, that's Ben 23. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if you like his style or if you prefer Ben Prime. Now, let's move on to No Watch Ben. This version of Ben Tennyson is pretty unique because he doesn't have an Omnitrix. No Watch Ben looks identical to Ben Prime, but the one big difference is his hoodie. It's similar to Ben Prime's but without the classic 10 on the chest. Now, No Watch Ben lives a pretty normal life. No aliens, no transformations, just regular day-to-day stuff. He's living in Bellwood and, honestly, he's bored. He's tired of the same old routine and is craving some adventure. Here's something interesting: since No Watch Ben never had the crazy adventures like Ben Prime did, his relationship with Gwen is a bit different. They didn't have the same bonding summer vacation that we saw in the Prime timeline, and things are a little more, well, distant between them. And get this, when the other Bens attacked him, he totally panicked. That makes sense, though. After all, he's never faced real danger before like Ben Prime has. One thing you'll notice is that No Watch Ben is a lot more cautious and less reckless than Ben Prime. He hasn't gone through the same growth yet, but it's clear he's got potential. Right now, he's actually thinking about enrolling in the Plumbers Academy to learn how to become a hero. Maybe one day, he'll get his own version of the Omnitrix and step into the action. Next up, let's talk about Mad Ben. This guy is straight up evil, and like our hero Ben Prime, Mad Ben is a ruthless warlord from an alternate dimension where Bellwood has turned into a post-apocalyptic wasteland. And let me tell you, his look definitely matches the vibe. Mad Ben rocks a punk style, Mad Max-inspired outfit, complete with spiked armor, gothic shoes, silver hoop earrings, and a leather vest. But the real eye-catcher, His Omnitrix, or as he calls it, the Power Watch. This thing is orange, silver, and covered in spikes, just like his aliens, which also have spike plates on their bodies. Now, let's talk about his personality. Mad Ben isn't just bad, he's bloodthirsty, megalomaniacal, and sadistic. He sees himself as above everyone else, and if you don't treat him like a king, he'll make you regret it. But here's the interesting part, he does have a sense of loyalty. He actually respects Vilgax and Multiverse because they helped shape him into the villain he is today. Without them, he might not have gained the power he craved. And here's something to think about, Mad Ben never had Grandpa Max in his life the way Ben Prime did. That missing influence was a huge reason he turned out this way. Makes you wonder, how different would our Ben be without Grandpa Max's guidance? Oh, and one more thing, Mad Ben has a thick Australian accent. Because why not? So, what do you think? Is Mad Ben one of the most terrifying alternate Bens? Or do you think someone else takes that title? Next up, let's talk about Bad Ben. Now, we've already talked about Ben 23, No Watch Ben, and Mad Ben, but we still have Bad Ben, Benzarro, and Emo Ben left. But before we get into that, I gotta take a moment to talk to you guys about something important. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers. Right now, we're at 890 subs, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been supporting the channel. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join us on this journey. Let's hit 1,000 together. Alright, now let's get back to the video, starting with Bad Ben. Bad Ben is basically what would happen if Ben Prime made all the wrong choices instead of the right ones. And like Mad Ben, who became a warlord, Bad Ben simply enjoys being bad. He's not some power-hungry villain, he just loves causing trouble. There's actually not a lot of info on Bad Ben, but we do know that he still had the same origins as Ben Prime, same Omnitrix, same summer road trip, but instead of being a hero, he chose to go down a darker path. So, what do you think? Would Bad Ben have been more dangerous if he tried harder to be a true villain? Or is he just a bad kid who got lucky with an Omnitrix? Next up, we're talking about Benzarro. Benzarro looks like something straight out of a horror movie. His body is rotting green, covered in blotches, and he wears a purple straitjacket with buckles all over it. His purple eyes, long neck, and underbite make him look even more monstrous. But it's not just his appearance, Benzarro acts completely primitive. Instead of speaking normally, he yells stuff like what we do now, Ben Smash, and even Cousin Dweep. When talking to No Watch Ben, he even headbutts his Omnitrix to transform instead of using it normally. Now, here's where things get interesting. Benzarro's world is basically a zombie apocalypse. He's called Patient 10, but some people think he might actually be Patient 0, the one who started the outbreak. His Dimensions version of Azimuth even tried to cure him, but instead, he got infected too. Despite his monstrous nature, there are some survivors in his world. His Gwen is actually a scientist working on a cure, hiding out in a secret bunker. Even his Dr. Nemo, instead of being a villain, is one of the few remaining scientists trying to save the world. Oh, and here's a fun fact, Benzarro eats his fries with dirt and worms and drinks smoothies made of paste. I don't think I'd want to have dinner with him. And now, we've reached the last alternate Ben, Nega Ben. He's basically emo Ben Tennyson, moody, negative, and completely uninterested in being a hero. He wears a black version of Ben Prime's hoodie, pale green pants, and black shoes, with messy hair covering one eye. His Negatrix, he barely uses it, finding everything lame. His world is pretty different too. Gwen is a cheerleader, Kevin's a jock, and the entire Galvan race was wiped out by a rogue celestial sapien, thanks to Multiverse. Oh, and his favorite snacks, kale chips and espresso smoothies. So, which alternate Ben is your favorite? Let me know in the comments. We're almost at 1,000 subs, so hit that button and join the journey. See you next time.